Hey gardening friends, ready to grow healthier plants, bigger harvests, and smarter gardens? Let's get started.
Did you know that those tiny beetles crawling on your cucumber leaves are not just chewing holes? They are actually carrying a deadly bacteria that can kill your entire plant in as little as 3 to 5 days. And once your plant is infected, there is absolutely no cure. Welcome to the Smart Gardener. If you love growing your own food the natural way, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a tip. Now, cucumbers are one of the most pest-targeted plants in any American garden. Striped cucumber beetles and spotted cucumber beetles show up every season, and most gardeners only fight back after the damage is already done. But today, I am going to share a complete 3-layer defense system using nothing but garlic and a few companion plants that you can find at any garden center. No chemical pesticides needed. And the third method is something most gardeners completely overlook, but it might just be the most powerful one of all. Let us start with the first layer of defense, and this one is as simple as it gets. All you need is a single garlic clove and a small spot in the soil next to your cucumber plant. Here is what you do. Pick a firm, healthy garlic clove. Dig a small hole about 3 to 5 inches away from the base of the plant. That distance is close enough to protect the root zone without crowding the stem. Place the clove with the pointed end facing up. Cover it with soil, and give it a light watering. That is it. Now, here is the science behind why this actually works. When garlic breaks down in the soil, an enzyme called alliinase converts a compound called alanine into allicin. Allicin is actually garlic's own natural defense system against pests. But allicin does not last long. It quickly transforms into sulfur compounds like diallyl disulfide and diallyl tetrasulfide. And these are what create that strong odor underground. That smell repels insects living near the roots, discourages beetles from laying eggs in the soil, and makes the entire root zone less inviting for pests. Now, I want to be honest with you. This is not going to kill bugs on contact. Think of it as a silent underground barrier, your first line of defense that works quietly beneath the surface while you set up the next layer above ground. Now, the garlic clove in the soil does a great job protecting the root zone. But when you start seeing beetles and aphids crawling on your leaves, you need something that works right where the pests are active. That is where the second layer comes in. A homemade garlic spray that you can make in your own kitchen with just a few simple ingredients. Here is the recipe step by step. Take about 3.5 ounces of fresh garlic and crush it thoroughly. I mean really crush it, because the more you break down those cells, the more allicin gets released. And that is the compound that makes this spray effective. You can use a garlic press, a mortar and pestle, or even the flat side of a kitchen knife. The goal is to turn it into a rough paste so that as many cell walls as possible are broken open. Put the crushed garlic into a clean glass jar. Add about 7 ounces of water and let it soak for 12 to 24 hours. I know that sounds like a long time, but this soaking process is what allows all those natural sulfur compounds to dissolve into the water and create a really concentrated extract. If you skip this step or rush it, your spray will be much weaker and you will not get the results you are looking for. After soaking, strain out all the pulp using a cheesecloth or a fine mesh strainer and keep only the liquid. Then add clean water until you have about 1 quart of total solution. Next, add about half a teaspoon of potassium soap or insecticidal soap. This ingredient does 2 important things. First, it helps the solution spread evenly across the leaf surface and actually stick there instead of beating up and running off into the soil. And second, it breaks down the waxy protective coating on soft-bodied insects like aphids, which means the garlic compounds can penetrate and do their job more effectively. Shake everything well and pour it into a clean spray bottle. Now, here is a tip that most people miss. And this one can make a huge difference. When you spray, make sure you cover the undersides of the leaves too. That is where aphids, whiteflies, and even spider mites love to hide. And if you only spray the top surface, you are leaving the worst spots completely untouched. Flip those leaves over and give them a good coating. You can also add a small amount of crushed hot pepper to the mix for extra repelling power. Capsaicin, the compound that makes peppers spicy, is another natural substance that insects absolutely hate. It irritates their bodies and drives them away from treated plants even faster than garlic alone. Now let us talk about timing. Spray in the early morning or late afternoon when temperatures are cooler and the sun is not too intense. If you spray in the middle of a hot sunny day, the liquid can actually magnify the sunlight and burn your leaves. Cooler temperatures help the solution stay on the leaf surface longer and give it more time to work. Repeat your spray every 5 to 7 days for best results, and always reapply after it rains, because the water will wash your solution right off. And here is a smart trick for busy gardeners who do not want to make a fresh batch every single week. If you make extra concentrate before adding the water, you can freeze it in small portions using an ice cube tray or small containers. When you need a fresh batch, just thaw one portion, dilute it with water, add your soap, and you are ready to spray in minutes. One more thing I want to be completely clear about. Garlic spray is a repellent, not an instant insecticide. It does not kill bugs on contact the way chemical pesticides do. If you are dealing with a heavy infestation where the beetles are everywhere, combine this spray with hand picking. Just drop the beetles into a bucket of soapy water every morning when they are still sluggish from the cool night air. But when used consistently week after week, this garlic spray creates a powerful second layer of protection right on the surface of your plants. And over time, you will notice fewer and fewer pests showing up. So now you have garlic protecting the roots below, and garlic spray protecting the leaves above. But there is a third layer of defense that most gardeners completely overlook. And honestly, this might be the most fascinating one of all. It is called companion planting. The idea behind companion planting is simple but powerful. You surround your cucumber bed with specific plants that either repel harmful insects with their natural scent, or attract beneficial insects that eat the pests for you. Instead of fighting nature, you are working with it. And the best part is that these plants are easy to find at any garden center right here in America. Let me walk you through the best companion plants for cucumbers, one by one. First up, French marigolds. Plant these beautiful flowers around the entire border of your cucumber bed, about 12 to 18 inches away from your cucumber plants. Their roots release a natural compound that suppresses harmful nematodes living in the soil, and their strong, distinctive scent confuses aphids and whiteflies so they cannot locate your cucumbers as easily. Marigolds are tough, easy to grow, and they bloom all season long, so they are working for you from spring all the way through fall. Next, nasturtiums. These are one of my absolute favorites because they serve a double purpose. Nasturtiums act as what gardeners call a trap crop. Their bright, colorful flowers and leafy growth attract aphids and cucumber beetles toward themselves and away from your precious cucumbers. The pests go after the nasturtiums instead, leaving your main crop alone. But that is not all. Nasturtiums also bring in ladybugs and hoverflies, which are beneficial insects that feed on aphids. So you are pulling the bad guys away and inviting the good guys in, all with one plant. Then there is dill. And this one has a really interesting trick. When dill flowers, it attracts pollinators like bees, which helps your cucumbers produce more fruit. But it also attracts tiny parasitic wasps. Now do not worry, these wasps are completely harmless to people. What they do is lay their eggs directly on the bodies of cucumber beetles, and when those eggs hatch, the larvae consume the beetle from the inside out. It sounds intense, but that is nature doing the pest control work for you. Just one important note about dill. Keep it about 3 to 5 feet away from your cucumber plants, because once dill matures and goes to seed, it can actually inhibit cucumber growth. Harvest the dill leaves while they are still young, and let it flower nearby without crowding your cucumbers. Do not forget about beans or peas either. These plants have a special ability to pull nitrogen directly from the air and fix it into the soil through their root system. Cucumbers are heavy feeders that love nitrogen-rich soil, so planting beans or peas nearby gives your cucumbers a natural nutrient boost without any synthetic fertilizer. Now, just as important as knowing what to plant near your cucumbers is knowing what to keep far away. Sage and rosemary contain strong essential oils that can actually stunt cucumber growth, so keep those herbs in a separate part of your garden. Potatoes are another bad neighbor, because they share similar diseases with cucumbers, and planting them close together creates the perfect conditions for those diseases to spread back and forth. If you want a simple layout that works, here is what I recommend. Plant marigolds and nasturtiums around the outer border of your cucumber bed as your first ring of defense. Tuck some fast-growing radishes between the cucumber plants early in the season. They will be harvested before the cucumbers need the space. Place your dill in a separate pot or patch a few feet away. And if you have room, put some sunflowers on the north side of the bed. They will attract pollinators without blocking sunlight from your cucumbers. When you combine all 3 layers together, garlic in the soil, garlic spray on the leaves, and companion plants around the bed, you are building a complete natural defense system that protects your cucumbers from every angle. So let us put it all together. Layer 1. A garlic clove in the soil to create an invisible scent barrier around the roots. Layer 2. A homemade garlic spray applied directly to the leaves where pests are active. And Layer 3. Companion plants surrounding your cucumber bed to repel harmful insects and attract the good ones. You do not need expensive chemicals to protect your garden. Nature already gave us everything we need. Garlic from your kitchen, flowers from your local garden center, and a little bit of knowledge about how plants work together. That is all it takes. If you found this helpful, drop a comment below and let me know what natural methods you use in your garden. I would love to hear your stories. Hit that like button, share this video with a fellow gardener, and I will see you in the next one. Happy gardening!